Welcome back to Mystery Solving, my lovely humans. In part one, we went through, figured out our guests, figured out some masks, and we figured out a code. Now I'm going to tell you what was inside of the safe. So there are spoilers as we go through and continue on with the fall of the House of Asher. If you just came across this video, please go to part one. It will be linked below because otherwise it might get a little confusing because we're just going to jump into it. So inside of once we got into the QR code with the correct code, there was a manuscript by Edgar Allan Poe titled Murder by Gaslight. And there's also a note from the Red Death that reads, "There are certain parts of the house Jupiter avoids or is forbidden to visit. Forget those places. There are other rooms Jupiter visited tonight. Don't worry about those either. Check the only room that's left. If you know who got the blue mask, you know who you will find there. Here is where I begin seeking revenge for spread lies. I deserved better. Use the name of the room and the first name of my first victim." Okay, we got notes to take. So, there were lies and someone who felt they deserved better. So who are all the people who felt that they deserved better? Well, it could be Carlton, who deserved better family. So even though our picture of Carlton gives a very Chad-like person, maybe he himself, he goes through all the dramatics and the theatrics just like his family did. I don't think they need that anymore. But maybe he feels lied to and betrayed. We have several people here who have said that they felt lied to. Specifically, his two brothers think that the inheritance was stolen from them. That could be completely untrue because we don't forget that August had said that his downfall in the will was that he disagreed with their father a lot, and their father was like, okay, you know what, if you don't like anything, if you don't believe, and neither of these two people believed that the manuscript was real or existed. So if they feel gypped out of the inheritance, then they want the manuscript for themselves. So those could be lies. And not to mention, Lenore doesn't seem to care about him at all. She said as long as she gets to live in the lap of luxury and get to spend money and stuff, she doesn't really care what he does. She cares more about Jupiter than she does Carlton. So did they show up to get vengeance on their brother and Lenore for spending their family fortune? And then Perkins is mad about Horatio. Now, Horatio has said that his line of work is based on limited edition. They're not for the masses. He's elitist. So his competition, Perkins, could be on his list, and this little soiree gives an excuse for him to get rid of that competition. And then we have Madeline. Madeline thinks she deserved a better life. She thinks she deserved a better life after suffering being poor, and is jealous of Lenore. Lenore doesn't care, whereas Madeline kind of seems like she has a soft spot for Carlton and would be more appreciative of the wealth that he gives. And then we have Virginia. Virginia doesn't seem like she likes being a maid. She was surprised to get asked. Mark off where the cat isn't allowed. So the cat, and a lot of that information was given to us by Virginia. So let's see. Where is the cat not allowed to go? And I also had written notes about where the cat was based on when guests were arriving. Let's see, had I marked this? I'll just write it over here. Let's see. She said she dusted the dreadful creature displayed out with the plants in the conservatory. Okay, so, Prospero had said that he had witnessed Jupiter rubbing up against a giant stuffed orangutan. So, dreadful creature, giant stuffed, right? Because that was Prospero. So, the cat. So, we don't have to worry about the conservatory. So, we don't have to worry about the conservatory. Lenore said that she saw him in the hallway going from room to room. So there's a pantry and there's a dining room. And he was going between there wanting to get food. So I think we can mark those 3 off. In the library is the framed photo of the signed thing of Annabelle Lee, which is in the library. So not there. He wouldn't go in the bath because he hates water. That leaves the parlor, the hall, and the chamber. Now, in the hall, there is the pendulum. So, he was in the hallway because that's where when you come in the front door, that is the, where the pit and the pendulum recreation is. And he was seen rubbing up against that by Madeline. So that leaves the chamber and the parlor. But I don't know where the bust of Pallas is. Because once we figure that out, we can figure out if we're in the chamber or the parlor. Never mind, I started reading what LaSalle had to say, and he says it in the first thing, that there's the dreadful bust that sits in the chamber. Okay, so we don't have to worry about the chamber. We are focused on the parlor, everybody. Focused on the parlor. Alright. So our parlor is down here next to the hall. I don't know what to do now. Okay, so we got to figure out who the first victim was. So the parlor is the first room, and the first person on the list is either Carlton or Prospero. But whoever belongs to the blue mask. So the first one would be, the only blue mask belongs to Carlton. Right? I don't have anywhere else to go, so I believe I should be able to open this now because we're at the one. Is there any way I can open this without ruining this? Oh, pinatas. Okay. Alright, what do we got? Read me first. 1 a.m. Okay, so we got a gas light. Got a little gas lantern. Alright. You've gone from a simple observer at a dinner party to the head of a murder investigation. You've made several attempts to call the police, but your cell phone doesn't have any service because of the weather. You also thought sending someone back into town to fetch the authorities, but LaSalle thought of that too. After being gone only a minute, he returned inside, soaked to the skin, obviously shaken by what he discovered. Everyone's tires have been slashed. The Red Death plans for the evening, and those plans do not include the police. For the moment, all you can do is investigate the crime scene before you and play along with this fiend's twisted game. In this room is the unmistakable thudding of a heartbeat. But you know the victim's heart isn't making that sound. It's long since been quiet. Okay, so we're going to stop right there. Because Madeline, where did you go? Madeline had told us that there's even a mechanical beating heart hidden under one of the floors. All right. After searching Carlton Asher's body, yes, we got it. Oh, I feel so good. Okay. You find a red death card in his hand. And a skeleton key in the pocket. And the framed signed copy of Annabelle Lee at his feet. Someone must have moved it from its spot in the library, but put it here. But who? You've read the poem enough times to know it well. Upon inspection, you don't see anything unusual about it and decide not to read it again. Until things clear up enough to get a call to the police, you are the closest thing to law enforcement on the scene. You've decided to take the poem manuscript into your care for safekeeping. That's stupid! No, I didn't! Hey, there's a killer on the loose in there after this manuscript. Let me hold on. No! Anywho. Ooh, we get another QR code. Oh my gosh, there's a whole thing of things here. Oh, do I have to open this? No caps, no spaces. Do not break the seal until instructed. Oh my peaches. Okay, 1 a.m. Oh, there's another QR code. This is, it mentioned the QR code. It didn't tell me it was going to be fraught with it every time you turned around. When my creator made me, and he started as he did with all his manuscripts, sentence by sentence. From the beginning, every literary masterpiece begins with the first letter. Okay, hold on. That's important.